So I had a little bit of a change of plans for my Memorial Day shenanigans due to some power outages. And I've been ignoring this battery backup for a while now, a little longer than I should have been, but batteries in it are bad. Huh. I'm just looking at the power draw light blinking. I'm not sure what that's about. Oh well. Um, but yeah, so I think it's about time to replace those because it's starting to be a problem. Not as big of a problem though as it could be because I still have APC2, which is still good enough to keep things alive. But yeah, the auto transfer switch really saved my bacon there, at least in my network, because that battery backup I think tried to run for a little bit, and then it died, and this switched over to APC2. You being good, Smokey? You gonna go hide? Naughty cat. But yeah, my network stayed up, but apparently the 3000 VA battery backup couldn't keep my servers going, so they had a couple hard shutdowns because nothing's configured correctly. But yeah, so today's project is to Smokey, you're gonna be a problem. I need to bend down. Today's project though is going to be to replace the batteries in this. And this thing's pretty warm too, so I think there might be something really bad going on with those batteries. But only one way to find out. Let's see if I can do this while holding the tripod. So when it comes to genuine APC batteries, which really doesn't mean much, APC doesn't make batteries, and whoever they get their batteries from, I have a theory that it's just the cheapest vendor possible. So APC batteries are prone to splitting and cracking open and leaking when they fail. I buy Duracell because it's a name brand, and I figure, if I can't trust Duracell, then who can I trust? Although that doesn't really say much because Duracell doesn't really make great batteries anyways. But oops, 2 more screws. Yeah, because I think everyone's familiar with how nicely Duracell batteries, like their AA's, tend to leak everywhere. It's harder to do with one hand than I thought it'd be. But the pack is pretty hot. APC's web console saying it's at 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is a little bit alarming because the other packs aren't that hot. And it's been like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours since power lost and they've recharged. Oh yeah, we got some swelling. Wow. I should have probably gotten to that sooner. I don't see any leaks. But yeah, no, they're definitely hot. And I was saying that one of them failed. I suspect it's more than one though, as I'm peeling off their labels. Yeah, those are bulging. So I'm gonna probably want to let these cool down a little bit first. Ooh, yeah, that's probably not good. I probably shouldn't let it run for that long when they failed the self-test. But I'm gonna have to let these cool down, and then it'll be time to swap them out. Well, a couple hours have passed now, and I think these are at least somewhat cooled down. The 2 that were swollen were the ones that were the warmest. And of course I'm wearing gloves, but yeah, these are still a little warm. Normally wouldn't bother with gloves, but I figured since I pulled these out of the rack kind of hot, play it safe. Gloves and eye protection. So I got some more of the same batteries, Duracells, and did check these. In the previous video I did replacing those batteries. Someone mentioned I should make sure their voltage matched, and these are all pretty close. I forget what it was. I think it's 12.76. And then one was 12.75. I think this was 12.75. Oh, get these the right way around. Oh, there we go, 12.74. So that's whatever. I'm not worried about it. But gotta remove the batteries, which means I need to switch sides. And let's see here. So these are just under 2 years old. I don't know what the warranty is on these. I don't know if they say. Nope. Just some miscellaneous branding. Apparently these are exclusive to batteries plus bulbs. So that's whatever. I don't really think these are going to have any leaking problems though. They haven't been failed for that long. Only 6 months. They haven't necessarily lived the best life though either, so that doesn't help things any. I think these have gone through a couple full power cycle shutdowns. Ooh, side's a little wavier than the side that was facing up. Interesting. So, you know, not ideal. These were definitely getting nice and warm, that's for sure. And we'll check these for voltages after I get the new ones in. It's a little wavier. No leaks though, so no surprises there to worry about. Now the fun part, getting these back in. I think we're going to scoot the tripod over. We're going to do diagonal view because the tripod's in my way and it's annoying. I should have a better setup one of these days. Get some nice top-down shots. So these are all color-coded. As long as I go red to red and black to black, should be good. Oh, jumpy there. In a previous pack I did, which was not on video, I actually shorted out one of the batteries because they were in a weird series parallel setup. Well, I think these are also series parallel. Yeah. So I think these two are in series and these two are in series, and then they're all joined together with the connector. But it's for my 3000 VA one, and it's 8 batteries, so a little bit more of a chance to mess things up because that was a 48 volt pack. This appears to be 24 volt. But yeah, that was kind of scary. That was a big arc. And then for a brief period of time, the batteries were like gurgling internally. Which, yeah. Not my favorite thing. You don't want batteries gurgling. Oh, man. But, yep. So last one, I probably chose the worst one to do last. It's the most awkward position. Not much I can do other than follow through, though. There we go. Yeah, I probably should have started with this one first. In theory, that's all good. Except it's not, because I'm on one of the wires. This isn't hard to do, but I kind of understand why APC doesn't like the idea of people doing it themselves, because there's a little finesse. There we go. Oh, nuts. And redoing the pack. See, I should have not hooked this one up. Yeah. I'm in frame. Yeah, mostly in frame. There we go. Shouldn't take my safety glasses off. I should be safe. There we go. So that's that. These batteries aren't secured. They're just in there loose, but it's not that big of a deal. This battery pack isn't going to be traveling or anything by any means. Let's see though what these warm batteries. No, it's just epoxy from manufacturing. Some little dots that look suspicious, but it's just like epoxy or something from the manufacturing process when they glue it together. Let's see what we get for voltage though. 12.37. Oh, 11.77. 12.82. 12.62. Geez, those were horribly imbalanced. That probably wasn't helping things any. Also, it's weird. The contacts don't look to be in the best of shape. Should have checked the contacts of these, but yeah. I don't know what that's about. Interesting. Anywho, well, now for my least favorite part, reinserting the pack. Alright, well, I reinstalled the pack, and actually wasn't bad. Normally, sometimes, I don't know, the connector will make a big spark when you plug them in, but it didn't do that on this one. So, just gotta slap that cover back on unceremoniously and power it up. Oh, apparently these fans are on that battery backup and not the transfer switch. Funny thing is, I wired this, so you'd think I would have known that, but yeah, it seems to be working. The bottom battery backup was powering everything, and it was like 18% load. But now that this is powered back up, it's switched off of that one and it's up to that one. So yeah, that's kind of nice. It'd be good to have a good battery again. I think I need to go into the settings on the APC, and I need to run a self-test and a runtime calibration, but that's not that big of a deal. Looks like it thinks the batteries aren't all the way full. It's working on it. But yeah, hopefully that'll keep me going for another 2-ish years. Those batteries failing as soon as they did isn't really the battery's fault. I think it's just nothing's configured correctly. So when power goes out, if it goes out for a long enough period of time, then everything ends up doing a hard shutdown once it runs till the battery dies. So yeah, if the stuff wasn't constantly changing, you know, and maybe everything would be configured properly and stuff would shut down like it's supposed to. But as it sits now, it's just kind of hope and pray that everything works as intended and kind of go from there. Yeah, pretty anticlimactic, but back in order. So hopefully that was interesting. Thanks for watching.